Hello my friends, I'm going to show you the construction and assembly of the Windsor chair. Once you have the pilot holes drilled to 5/8, then I have a tapered ream, and this is also 5/8 inch auger. And you want to ream this from the underside. And you got to be careful, the end grain right in there. Just a little at a time. The ream usually, if you find them, they're usually about a 5-degree taper, and that's what we turned on our lathe for the legs. You want to keep removing this to clear, and also keep checking the fit for the legs. We want this to protrude out of the bottom so we can wedge it. I marked one leg. I'm going to drill them all so that they all are the same depth. I'm just going to get them close, and once I get all 4 tapered, then I'll do the individual legs. I'll designate each leg to a particular hole because all the turnings were by eye, and we want them to all seat the same distance. I have the spreaders turned, and I need to mark where they're going to be drilled. And the legs are inserted into the seat at the same distance, and from this point, the lower point, we're coming down 1 inch. And we need to mark it in the direction, and we'll do each one like that. I'm using 2 different bits since I don't have a spoon bit, and I'm using this spade bit to start the hole, and I need to hold the drill in perfect alignment with the peg that's going to be on the top. Okay, this spade bit with the point allows me to get it started, pinpoint accuracy, and it also allows me to get the channel for the Forstner bit. Okay, now it's critical that we do not drill all the way through, so I have to make a stop for this, and what I'm going to do is put a piece of tape on here. I have the tape marked at 1 inch. My 1 inch mark, centered with the top. After the two side spreaders are fastened and we have the legs set into the seat, we have to drill the spreader between the two, and it's going to be the same process as doing the two side spreaders. I have less dimension here, so I have to be extremely careful not to punch through. And what I may have to do is trim the length of this spreader. First thing is we mark center of the spreader. And we do that to both sides. And again, I'm starting with the brad point. I'm aiming this to the center of the other leg, focusing my attention on the upper portion until I get it started. And I'll do the same with the other side. Once it's started, I'll finish it with my Forstner bit. I'll readjust my tape to the proper depth. To dry fit, it has to be assembled right there. At this point, we don't worry about the height or length of the legs. These have to be trimmed. The front and the back legs set at a different height, and we need to make it stable. And the back, it will set leaning backwards just slightly. What we have to do next is glue all the joints together and set our wedges in the top. The glue that I prefer to use is Type Bond 3. It seems to be one of the superior glues. I like to put the glue on all the surfaces because if there's any tight fit, it will push the glue out. And I'm keeping it assembled. See, I still have the one on the one leg still attached. That way it's keeping the holes aligned. And you want to assemble it all at one time. So that the glue won't be set and you can do some fine adjustments when you set the chair up. Glue's been applied to all the surfaces. Any of the excess glue now will be wiped up with a wet cloth. You want to cut these off now. And I'm leaving them about 1/4 of an inch above. And the reason for that is we have to set wedges. Now we're going to set the wedges in the top. The grain of the seat is running in this direction. If you put the wedge in this way, it will crack your seat. So you put the wedge in cross grain like this. Right across like that. To get it started, take a chisel, cross your grain, and tap it in. Now the wedge, when it goes in, it should be just slightly wider than the top of this, and that will kind of press a keyway into the seat. And purpose of doing that is to resist any twisting motion from when you sit in the chair continuously over time. That will cause a wiggling. You can see right in here, it effectively pushed some of the glue out of the top, so that is effective. You don't need to go very deep into there. If you go too far, it may run the crack down the length of the leg. For sealing your glue bottle, I find that the common wire nut locks on really nice, and it keeps the tip from drying out. The front of the chair should measure 18 inches. This side measures 18 and 7/16. I need to remove 7/16. Now we cut this parallel to the table. Okay, double check. Perfect. Now the back needs to be a 1/2 inch less, so 17.5 for the back legs. And this is measuring 18 when it's brought down. So we're going to mark this side first at 17.5. Okay, we need to remove a 1/2 inch from this leg. This is going to allow the chair to lean back slightly. And I'm cutting it parallel with the table. Okay, bring this off of the table right here. 3 legs are touching. Now the 4th leg we saw right here. We'll mark the height. Now the reason I did that, 3 legs will make a stool stable, and once the 3 legs are touching, the edge of the table should make it set flat, and it does. Right there. All 4 legs are touching perfectly. And the back of our chair measuring 17.5. Perfect. 18 in the front, 17.5. Okay. Next we need to remove these, and that will finish the base to the chair. Now to remove these, we take a chisel and we gently go around and we cut towards the center. Okay, finish it up, taking my orbital sander. Okay, that took off the beautiful patina, but that will come back with age. Okay, I'll hit it with other grits. Smooth it out. That's a coarse grit. And do the other 2 the same way. Thanks for watching, my friends. Bye-bye.